Hello. So today we're actually in my little drumming studio here, and see the drums behind me here, and electronic ones, acoustic ones. Anyway, basically I've got someone's dropped off a Peavy monitor speaker, and the sound is a little bit iffy, shall we say. So we're going to take a little look at that. So basically, if you look at the controls here, I've actually plugged it in, had a little look. The equalizer side of it seems absolutely fine to me, although I'd probably give it a clean out. But it seems like this slider is completely knackered. I'm not exactly sure what they've got behind there. Hopefully it'll be pretty easy to replace, but it basically only works if you hold it down, if you press it downwards. So it's pretty shaky, but in theory everything else, when it's working, it sounds absolutely fine. So hopefully that should be straightforward. I'll certainly be able to put something in there, I imagine, anyway. So hopefully they'll be up and running pretty soon. See what we'll see. So after much shuffling around, I've finally managed to get the amplifier unit out of the case. That really did not want to come out. Anyway, so here we have it. Pretty straightforward little amp. As you can see, everything basically looks okay in there. But the problem is in this, these are the, I'll show you around the other side here, these are the sliders. It's only really the volume one that's the issue on the end there. But what I noticed is right in, if I can just show you in here, that's in, if you see through there, that sort of metallic bit, that's the casing, and that has sort of over the years worked its way loose. See that way I can pull it out? And so when I pull it in nice and tight, it works. I've powered it up and it works absolutely fine. And there's, I mean, obviously the volume one and the end equalizer control has definitely been used more than anything else. Volume one, surprise, surprise, of course. So it's got a little bit of play in it. So I basically think what I would do is probably just get this board out of here and kind of basically crimp everything up so it's just nice and sitting in there nice and tight, and I might even fix it in if needs be permanently. Obviously I don't want any glue or anything leaking into the thing itself. It probably won't need gluing actually, but you see there's a little bit of left right play there. It doesn't actually affect the volume's fine despite that, but obviously if I can work out exactly what that pot is, I could probably replace it completely. So I might give them the option, but I think if I basically tidied it up, it's probably going to be okay for quite a while. It's certainly obviously less faff, although they're only held in with a few pins there. So yeah, so I think I'll communicate with them and see what they want to do, but I should definitely get that out anyway and just see if I can make it a little bit more stable. Obviously mechanical parts like that, they just wear, and this is, I don't know exactly, but it's probably fairly aged, I guess. But we'll see what they want to do anyway. So here we are, we've got the amplifier on the bench, and I'm going to have a look at this. These connections here are the slider potentiometer, and I'm going to attempt to measure that and see what value it seems to be, if we can get a close match. And then also it's whether I can get one that is an exact match, well, as close as humanly possible dimension wise. I know certainly in this direction it has to be 100% exact because there is literally no space between, so we'll see what we see. But so to measure this potentiometer, what I'm going to do is put the pot, the volume pot, at one end. Obviously you don't want to be measuring a potentiometer part way up because it's harder to tell what it is then. But so we'll take a measurement from the wiper to each pin and see what we get. Actually, I was a little bit silly there because it doesn't really matter which pin you use this end for these. So anyway, I'm getting 22 kiloohms, so I imagine we'll be able to get something pretty close to that. So so I'm going to have to take this board out from the post there and see what it is though, dimensions wise, and just see if we can get something close. So it's better that than doing a bodge repair really. It'd be easy enough to take out, so see what we can find. Just thought I'd show you a close-up of this. This is the slider body of the volume control, which of course in the process of removing the knob the whole thing came off, and as you can see there's quite a lot of corrosion in there really. I should and will, with the best will in the world, change the whole thing because yeah, it's pretty rusted up. So but anyway, we'll have a look at the measurements. Yeah, it's just one other thing on this in case you wonder about these things. I'm just going to bring this around again. Probably all going to fall apart. Trying to zoom on. Let's see the way upside down there. It says, see if I can get a better view of it. There you go, 20kA. Now what that means is it is an audio taper. So that basically, if you imagine like a graph of the as the resistance increases, there is a difference depending on what type of use you're using a potentiometer for. So it is best to get the right one really. So I've actually had a little bit of a change of mind here, and I've decided to retain the original parts if possible, clean it up and make it secure and get it back, because close matches, it turns out, are a lot harder than I thought they would be. So yeah, so a bit of a clean up. It's quite easy to access everything and clean it up, but they're not too bad actually. I've looked at the volume one, but I'm going to clean all the others up as well and give it a retest and see how that looks. But I think we're probably going to be okay. Right, so we have run this up. I put some music of sorts through it, and yeah, no signs of any crackles or anything now. It's very clean. Checked all of the pots. So volume pot being the main problem anyway, but since I've actually been inside the pot itself, that is most definitely corrosion and fluff and dirt free. It sounds really smooth, so it's great. So I've believe I've managed to get the casing so it's nice and tight and won't come off again, and but once I've put this amp unit back inside, I will test it again, because I am of the slightly paranoid disposition, so I do like to see it working when it's fully reconstructed, make sure there's no issues, but looks like we're good. So here we have it, apart from a couple of screws to go back in it. I'm just going to turn the volume up here and you'll see fairly low volume source going into it, but as you can see, no signs of crackles. So that's about it, I think. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. Don't forget to like, subscribe, all the usual garbage, and we'll We'll see you next time. Thank you.